The Honorable Margaret Best was elected M.P.P. in the riding of Scarborough-Gilwood on October 10th, 2007, and appointed to the Cabinet as Minister of Health Promotion. A lawyer, advocate, mentor, and dedicated community volunteer, she has been recognized with numerous awards for her community service, including the African Canadian Achievement Award in 2006. Minister Best has also received the BBPA Women of Distinction Award, and in October 2009 was bestowed a 2009 National Ethnic Press and Media Council of Canada Award in the Distinguished Services category of equity, social justice, and so on. In her role as Minister of Health Promotion for the province of Ontario, Minister Best was part of the successful bid led by Premier Dalton McGuinty for the 2015 Toronto Area Pan American Games. And Minister, we also would like to congratulate you on the showing of our Olympians just a few weeks ago. We did a wonderful job, 14 gold medals, and look at the quality of the other medals, almost another 60% silver, which could have easily become gold. So you did a fantastic work in getting our athletes prepared, and we thank you ever so much. Okay. Minister Best, I'm not finished. Minister Best champions health and wellness for all Ontarians. She is responsible for a ministry that supports a wide range of programs and services that include chronic disease prevention, physical activity, sport participation, injury prevention, and mental wellness. She is an alumnus of the University of Toronto at Scarborough and Osgoode Hall Law School, and she holds a mutual fund certificate from the Investment Funds Institute of Canada. In August of 2008, Minister Best was honored in her native country of Jamaica by the Northern Caribbean University. She was conferred with the degree of Honorary Doctor of Laws for her substantive work and contribution towards empowering people of color through humanitarian gestures which have positively impacted the socio-economics of the province of Ontario and beyond. Minister Best is a mother of 3 adult children and an avid gardener who loves the arts and has passion for writing. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Durham Educational Mentoring Program would like you all to join us in giving our Minister of Health Promotion a thunderous welcome. All right.
Good morning, everyone. Can everybody hear me at the back of the room? Can you hear me back there? Good morning. It certainly is a pleasure for me to be here with you, and I want to take this opportunity, first of all, to thank Mr. Alvin Adams for his very kind introduction. And I would like at this point to acknowledge my M.P.P. and your M.P.P., Joe Dixon, who is here, and my very good friend as well. It's a pleasure to see you here this morning. And also Councillor Ashby is here with us today, and I thank you for being here and for joining us. I want to acknowledge Dr. Reginald Thompson, the Director of the Durham Educational Mentoring Program, and all the ladies, gentlemen, and the young people who are here with us this morning. It is truly my pleasure to be involved with you and to be here to join you as the Minister of Health Promotion for the province of Ontario. In this mandate, we have a vision for the province of Ontario, and it is an Ontario where every child and youth has an opportunity to play, eat healthy foods, and acquire lifelong healthy habits. My mandate as the Minister of Health Promotion is the task of the job of chronic disease prevention, which includes responsibility for anti-tobacco legislation in Ontario, injury prevention, and I'm also responsible for sport and recreation. In a nutshell, my job is to help Ontarians to lead healthier, more active lives. As you can imagine, in this day of sedentary lifestyles, drive-through banking, drive-through restaurants, computers, social media, and I am a big fan of Facebook, I must admit, big screen TVs, and now I hear about 3Ds and 4Ds that they are coming. And actually, I must tell you, I was in Vancouver in my role as the minister responsible for sport, and I had the privilege of opening the Ontario House at the Winter Olympics, and they had a 4D movie. And it was like being a part of something. You could actually feel the wet water hitting you when it rained and the snow falling on you, and it was quite something to see. So once people get those things into their houses, I'm not sure what's going to happen. So indeed, my job is very challenging because I need to get people up and about, moving, walking, swimming, dancing, running. I need to get people engaged in activity for the sake of their own health. Your health is the most important asset that you have. In fact, today, I must tell you, I'm here with you this morning, but my heart is deeply troubled today because just when I got up this morning, I got news that one of my closest relatives died of a massive heart attack this morning. And I was very, very, very hurt about it. He actually is my closest cousin on my father's side of my family. But I was privileged and fortunate enough that just last year I was in Jamaica and he hosted a reception for me. And so I had the opportunity to spend some time with him. So today I'm here with you, but my heart is very deeply hurt. And so as I talk to you about your health and how important it is to take care of it, and I dare say to you today that your health is your wealth. It is the most important asset that you have. And our government, the McGuinty government, continues to invest in the health of Ontarians by supporting programs targeting young people in communities at high risk for heart attacks, strokes, diabetes too. Programs such as our $10 million after-school strategy, providing physical activity, healthy eating, and nutritious education, and personal health and wellness education as well. Pretty much in line with the mandate of DEM. That is basically some of the things that this program provides. We have a Healthy Communities Fund as well. It's a comprehensive program which is aimed at increasing collaboration among local partners in providing services to address risk factors for healthy outcomes. We know that obesity is a huge issue in our communities, and certain populations are more at high risk for obesity, for diabetes, for heart attacks, for strokes. Populations such as the South Asians, persons of African descent, Aboriginal populations are more at risk. Children living in poverty also are at higher risk. And so we continue to look at ways to address some of the issues. In this regard, we support also a number of different initiatives, including initiatives like sport initiatives, which are aimed to provide opportunities for young people to be involved and to be engaged physically. We are very cognizant of the fact that when we provide opportunities for young people to keep them active, keep them in supervised settings, and engage them physically, it affects their mental health as well. I'm certain those of you who are engaged with DEMS understand how important that is. Recently, Dr. Alvin Curling, along with former Chief Justice Roy McMurtry, did a study, The Roots of Youth Violence, and came up with a report which identified that there was a certain time of day that was a critical time of day that we need to engage young people. But that was only one time of day, but we want to engage them as much as possible when they're not in school. And they identified the 3:30 to 6 o'clock period of time as a critical period in which to engage young people. It's a time when most parents are still out working, a time when kids generally are unsupervised, a time when young people are generally sitting around in front of the TV or on the computer, and so they are not engaged in the types of activities that are going to be good for their overall mental and physical health. And so that was part of the reason behind the development of the Ontario's After School Strategy and the Healthy Communities Fund to find a way to address some of those issues as part of Ontario's poverty reduction strategy. And we also have, with respect to our sport side of things, as many of you may be aware, my ministry, the Ministry of Health Promotion, led by our Premier, Dalton McGuinty, we made a bid for the 2015 Pan American Games, and we were very much successful in landing those games, and we will host those games in Ontario, in the Greater Toronto Area in 2015. And those games are very, very, I believe, very fundamental and very important to our communities because of the legacy in sport infrastructure that will be left in communities across Ontario. As a matter of fact, in Scarborough, which is one of the most diverse populations of people in Ontario, and many, many newcomers from around the world with many young children will have opportunity to access some of the infrastructure that will be left after the 2015 Games. More particularly, the Sport Institute will be located at the University of Toronto at Scarborough, which will have facilities for young people to be able to swim and get engaged in other types of activities there as well. And that is just one part of the good news of that story. There are many other opportunities that will be provided throughout and across the greater Golden Horseshoe area. And that will also lead to great development in terms of infrastructure for roads and other infrastructure development and some jobs as well within those communities. We also, as I heard here today about someone, I think it was Mr. Alvin Adams here, talked about the success of the Winter Olympics and the athletes. And we in Ontario have a lot to be proud of because we had 33 Quest for Gold athletes at the Winter Olympics, most of whom were funded through the $10 million Ontario Quest for Gold Fund. And they were very successful at the Winter Olympics, and we brought home a significant number of the gold medals, silver medals, and other medals. And as a matter of fact, there's a young lady who is from Pickering, Shelley Ann Brown, and who is this other one? Shelley, yes. And so we have to be proud of Shelley, and she of course, won a silver medal. And Shelley Ann Brown actually is, I believe, the first African-Canadian woman to win a medal or any kind of medal at the Winter Olympics. So that is indeed a great accomplishment. Our ministry also support the Ontario Winter Games, which I was actually privileged to be in attendance to open the game just last week in Gravenhurst. And we support the Parasport Games, and also because we believe in inclusiveness, and there are many people who are disabled across Ontario who we have to provide opportunities for as well. And I feel particularly proud to be involved with the Parasport Games and also with the Paralympics, which are just happening right now in Vancouver and in Whistler, British Columbia. And I truly say to all of you, you need to support our Paralympians and get behind them just the same way as you did our Olympians. They are incredible individuals who have overcome enormous challenges, and it's just incredible. When I go to the Parasport Games and I see athletes blind skiing, and one-legged athletes coming down the slopes, and it's just the most incredible things to see the basketball, wheelchair basketball and wheelchair rugby. And it's just an amazingly inspiring thing to see that there are so many things that we take for granted, like things like just walking, that people who can't walk just get out there and they're so actively engaged anyway. And we need to take a lesson from these remarkable individuals. And so I say to you, we continue as a government to work to improve the health and well-being of the people of this province. But of course, there's always more to be done. But we continue to work in achieving our healthy outcomes by providing opportunities to engage our young people in developing healthy habits and healthy lifestyles. In essence, what we're doing is to continue to lay the foundation for tomorrow's success. And I'm so much familiar with the program that them provide to so many young people in this area, in this community. And I knew about this long before I went to government, actually, because I was very much familiar with Miss Ida Fogel, who is my good friend, who she used to get up and make those breakfasts every morning for those children time and time again. So I knew how much was involved, and I knew that there were many, many children who looked forward not only to the breakfast but to the social participation and to being able to have people who were educated teachers who took their time. Some of them I know came all the way from way west, from London, from Brampton, from various different places across this province to come here to teach these young people and to give up their time freely to help them to achieve their fullest potential. To all of you, the volunteers who have been so gracious in giving up your time to these young people, I commend you and I thank you for that. If I should accomplish one thing today, I want to leave with you some common themes which I think are relevant to truly successful lives. And the first one I would say is that the greatest falsehood of our culture is the myth of the self-made person. The truth is that we were made to optimize our potential and to maximize our outcomes in life only when we are in good, healthy, and authentic relationship with other people. So I say to you, work at surrounding yourself with trusted friends who love, great love. Some people are afraid to say the word love, but I love that word. People who love you so much, they are willing to hold you up to the mirror of truth, to encourage you and to laugh and to cry with you. And yes, it is okay for you to expand your circles. To know great enthusiasm is great. You know, it is said, it is said that he who knows great enthusiasm, great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, Who at the best knows in the end the triumph of I achievement, and what the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. That's a quote from Teddy Roosevelt. And number 3, I say to you, give of yourself, even when you feel there is nothing left to give. And why? Because to the world, you may be one person, but to one person, you may just be the world. And that's a quote from an unknown person. Thank you. Thank you.